All right, I got 6:54. We'll go ahead and start the meeting. Just so everybody's aware, George Tabakis from University Park, we have him on the phone here, so we'll have a quorum. Number one, approval of the current agenda.
If we could, I have one more bill to add to it. We just got this afternoon, and I'd like to try to get it included.
So put that down here. Under
You
5.
can put it H and move claim review to I.
All right, so if you would, under 5H, that is from Zetron bill. And then 5I will be claims review.
What's the amount of that?
It's the single pay for $20,709.51.
Okay, gotcha.
Do we have a motion to accept the current agenda as amended?
So moved.
Second.
All right, it's moved and seconded to accept the current agenda as amended. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Okay.
All right, number 2, approve minutes from the August 22nd meeting.
So moved.
Anybody like to make a second to that motion? Moved and seconded to approve the meeting minutes from August 22nd. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.
I'm gonna abstain since I wasn't here.
Yeah, if you look at the numbers, they changed in the votes because he wasn't there.
All right, number 3 is a section for public comments. Anybody in the public having comments that is not otherwise listed on the agenda? If not, we'll move on to under the today's meeting, number 1, plans discussion.
So you have the disc, as we do every year with our plans. The 4 plans on there, ESF2, which is communications, ESF5, information and planning, ESF10, which is a yearly plan that we have to do every year, hazmat, and then ESF15, which is external affairs. I did include in your packet a letter from the state, Tracy Epps, who has reviewed and says that they are compliant. The only changes, actually we just did 2 and 5 just a couple years ago. The state revamped. It used to be we just kind of picked them and renewed them as we wanted to renew them. Now they're actually rolling out what plans they want renewed in which year. So 2 and 5 really wasn't that long ago. 10 we do every year. And external affairs really isn't that big of an ESF. So other than reviewing stuff. I would like the okay for the chair just to sign the plan adoption document for those, which is also included in your packet, which is actually number 2, but you can formally approve plans once you've actually looked at them. But that's why I did include the letter from the state, just because they were a little bit behind getting us this stuff, and now the end of the grant year's come and gone, and they want it now. So.
Jamie, just curious, does it take a total redo every year, or do you?
No, a lot of it's just updating,
Yeah.
contact information. Like the hazmat ESF, we redo it every year, but every year there's phone numbers or point of contacts, or co-op will change its name, or.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Jamie on that? If not, we'll move on to number 2.
So the first one there, the mitigation recovery plan document, I did have the sheriff, as the chair, go ahead and sign that off. We had to have it done actually by today, so I had him do that. Had we not done that, the county's last presidential declaration wouldn't have been refunded. So I felt it was important that we go ahead and get that sent in. I do? Oh, I was in a hurry. The mitigation plan is done by Area 15. It's good for 5 years, and we just had it redone 2 years ago. And then our recovery plan, we look at that every year, and it's all compliant with the state. So I just wanted to make you aware that we submitted that. Like I said, it was due today, and they wanted it by close of business day. So otherwise, we were at risk of losing 75 or 85% of our reimbursement for disaster declaration.
So you need a motion to basically authorize me to sign this.
That's the next one there, the plan certification.
Right, okay.
Yep. This one was just FYI.
We'll go on to B, plan certification.
So on that one, like I said, I'd like the okay for my chair to sign that off, just saying that we're good with our plans. Again, that doesn't mean you can't change it. You can change them any day of any year. So I don't feel like we just have to do this once a year.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve or to allow the chairman to sign off on that document. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign? All right.
Are we approving just the chairman
Authorize.
sign?
Yeah.
Authorize, are we approving the, I wouldn't know how to do it. The programs are right.
Well, yeah, I'll give you guys time to actually review the documents before. If there's changes or stuff you want made, by all means, we'll make them.
Maybe, you know, I just, I mean, if Homeland Security says they're okay, right?
My motion was to give the chair the authority to sign it.
Yep.
He did good, he's got it.
All right, go on to 3A, EMA facility discussion.
Saturday, we had to have the fire department in Mid-America over there. We had one of our heaters set off our carbon monoxide detector. It's shot. So that takes us, there was 3 in there. We lost 2 now, so we're just down to 1. Those heaters in there are very old. Matter of fact, Cunningham's has done some work on it, and he was actually surprised by the age and that they're still
I thought
running.
you got quotes for new, and I missed out.
We did. I'm getting there.
Okay.
Yeah. We also have a roof that's leaking right now, and a few other things, which takes us into B. The CERT team in the last several months has raised just around $71,000 in donations, and they're putting it all towards the building. So we're putting in, they are putting in new tube heat in the main bays. They've actually started adding a new bathroom. They're putting in a generator, and they're putting on a new roof, and they actually put in an HVAC for our training room. So I just kind of wanted to brag on the CERT team a little bit, because it's right around $140,000 they've raised in the last 2 years has gone to equipment and other things.
How have they been doing that?
Going out, and they do fundraisers, they mail things out. Anytime the business puts something out, we wrote a couple grants. One of them the county attorney turned me on to, and I wrote it for CERT. So, yes. They also just recently bought a rescue truck. We're going to put heat and air in the backside of it for a command / rehab, and then they're going to put all their chainsaw stuff on it. They've been to Fremont, and then they've been to Eddyville following their 2 big storms to help open up the infrastructure, the roads up, to let the power companies get back in and do their job. So yeah, CERT is doing a lot of good in our county. So we actually haven't really had to do anything major at that building since getting it from the school. CERT's built, the money's built the training room inside of it. I mean, we've put in some money. I'm not saying we haven't added some to it, but the heat replacement, I want to say it was $12,000 for the new heater. Like I said, it's going to have a generator. That was $15,000. And we do use it for a warming cooling shelter. So we thought with the addition of the generator, we don't have to worry about losing heat or cool, depending on the time of year. So that's what I have for that.
All right, we're going to, unless somebody's got questions for Jamie, we're going to number 4, the 2020-21 budget discussion.
So the budget in your packet is just a little bit different than the one you got in your email. When I did this, I came in this past weekend and was finishing things up and sent this packet out on Sunday. And then Monday I got my papers from the auditor's office. And I was initially figuring a 2%. That's usually where the number they start. I wasn't aware there was a 2.5 number. So this reflects the 2.5% the county has discussed. Yeah, I gotta change that too, sorry.
Just on your packets, if you look at it, the years are not correct. There should be 20, 21 in the second column.
And 2019, 2020 in the first.
19 and 20, fiscal year 19-20 in the first column, and 2021 in the second column.
So there was a slight increase with that. There's also talk of the insurance being a little bit more. So, Doug? Doug's here, if you need to go.
Let me get up on, yeah.
That's where I was.
They're done? Are they all finished? No?
Hey, what?
Are they all finished?
They're done.
So there was an increase with that. There's a talk of increase with the insurance. Overall, I didn't change anything. I did take down our holiday pay. Initially, when we did that, we were paying, people got paid whether they worked or not. We started to offset hours to save money there. So as an example, if you weren't scheduled to work that day, you still worked your 40, but then you also got 8 hours extra for holidays, even though you didn't have to work that day. So we started offsetting the schedules. So now they work 32 hours, and then they get the 8 hours of holiday, and then myself or Cheryl will cover the shifts so that we're not paying out all the extra money. So we will save some money there.
Okay. Yeah, we're on the budget discussion.
So I did drop that down to 7,000, and I feel comfortable with that. That still leaves us 10,000 in holiday pay.
The weather's good yet.
Our insurance, I had an employee that changed what they were at based off the current numbers. That went down a little bit, but like I said, the board of supervisors are discussing, I believe it was mentioned, maybe 6% on that. And then some increases, of course, every time there's a raise, the FICA and IPERS goes up. And then I just kind of threw in a couple numbers for the insurance and liability stuff because that does go up as well.
They are predicting, did you get?
I'm different though, workman's comp and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. I've asked our insurance provider to give me some better numbers, but for now I just put that in there. Overall, it's a 1.88% increase. Levy-wise, based off last year's assessment, it would go up 2 cents to 97 cents. But I feel confident that once the new county assessment comes out, that will just drop back down to 95. And that's what I've seen. I mean, since we've worked out this budget and actually got it locked in the way it should, we've been pretty consistent at 2% or less in our increases. And we haven't, matter of fact, our levy's gone down. I believe we're at $1.05 at one time, and we've taken our levy down. So if we can drop it down after the assessment comes out, we'll do that. But based on the current numbers, it looks like it'd be a 2-cent increase.
Any questions for Jamie on the preliminary budget that he presented?
But you're thinking the insurance is gonna go up maybe?
It typically does, yes.
Well,
The county was notified, our tort insurance, tort liability, and property insurance, they asked us to figure in a 15% increase in the cost.
Medical was 6%?
Medical, I've never heard 6%. They haven't decided what we're gonna do with
is that
that.
reflected as something in here?
What'd you say, Steve?
I don't know, it could be, we ain't got our numbers yet.
Right,
so-
right. I thought I read in the paper it was 6 as
So
well.
what do you have in here?
Just initial.
What do you have in here?
I haven't done anything with it yet. I'm still using the same numbers because I was going off what was in the newspaper, not what I heard. So it's still kind of up in the air.
Okay.
And that's why,
So that's gonna change before
yes.
we're voting.
And that's why we just kind of have the preliminary discussion about it, and then in January, you'll give me the okay to publish it and set the public hearing, which, so it's 2 meetings away to even approve it.
But the decrease in your insurance on here is because an employee went from family down to single coverage?
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions for Jamie on the budget discussion? All right, if not, we'll move on to number 5, bill approval and discussion and action.
The first bill in there, I'm having kind of a hard time with, but I'm gonna leave it up to the commission. So Ellert and Associates, who used to be our contractor for the radio system, sent us a bill for $2,500. And when I called them, they said, well, we had $2,500 left on our contract, and we wanted to bill you for it. But I asked what work was done for it, because that's just it. They'd bill us in increments based off of work that they did, and we would pay that. Well,
Them didn't work.
Mazatalo took over, and they didn't do any, but they said there was still $2,500 left on the contract. So they want paid for it because that's what we signed the contract saying that. I don't know. I have a hard time with it. I told John when I had my conversation with him, who's with Ellert, that I had a hard time with it. I mean, you're not delivering, there's no deliverables. What are we paying for?
How was the contract written?
For a total sum, but the end result was the RFP breakdown, but that stopped because
Right.
of everything that went on.
Have you ran that past the attorney?
I have not.
Probably should go there.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the type of contract, if it's a legal contract that says this is the minimum you'll be paying for services provided, I think we need to check with him.
Okay.
Just to cover ourselves.
Do you need a motion to table that until the next meeting? And that's probably the last thing you're gonna get from me, because I'm just getting ready to take off.
Sure.
All right, I'll make a motion to table that next meeting.
It's been moved to table that bill until the next meeting. To give Jamie time to check with.
Yeah, to check with the attorney, maybe?
Is there a second?
Yes.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, thank you, George.
I was thinking we talked.
See you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
I don't know if it's in the minutes, but I remember the discussion about that because of the change. I mean, they should have been told, we're gonna break the contract or stop the contract because we didn't need it any longer. And I don't know if that happened, but I can't prove it unless somebody's got the minutes, but I remember that discussion. But check with it.
The other bills will have to wait till Mr. Grondek comes back.
Oh, so we have a quorum?
Yeah.
All right. We should have kept him on.
He had to go, he's on a plane.
Oh. Well, isn't technology wonderful?
The stewardess is eyeballing him.
Wow.
I think he's a terrorist. I hope Mark was coming back.
We just went to lock the courthouse, he said.
Steve, did he say if he was coming back?
Well, he told me to have a good night, so that was.
We almost made it.
Tell him I can put him back on. I can put him on the phone and.
I don't think you'll get George back.
Yeah, no.
I texted him to see if he's coming back, so.
So you got any issues with the rest of them?
No, and we can go over real quick. So the ones with the star, those are approved by the 911 board in our yearly budget for console upgrades. So that'd be the Geocom for 13,416. That is our 911 mapping. So that's how we trace calls. The Zetron, there's 3 total. right around $48,000 for those three combined. And that was for our 911 phone and our emergency medical dispatching protocol integration with our call taking. And then also,
Does it ever end?
no, it doesn't, ever. No, that's the great thing about electronics is you get it, and it's the latest and greatest, and then next thing you know, it's obsolete, so.
Well, but yeah, it just seemed like we used to get it every 2 or 3 years, and now we get it every year.
Yeah. From the phone system now, our radio system, other than the new brains that we put in, but the radio system itself, or what's included in the new radio package, we're good from that standpoint. The phone system, we're good. We'll start planning on console stuff, furniture. We'll be good for a while, but we'll start putting a little money aside. With the Windows 10 update, our IT guy wanted to take down one of our consoles for a week, maybe 2, and I said absolutely not. We needed to buy another computer so we could just switch them out. But that also starts that process of switching those out and keeping those current.
A week, do they take it off-site to upgrade?
Well,
it?
technically, yeah, he takes over the courthouse.
Oh, it's Darren's group.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. And I mean, with all of our different programs, there's a lot of fine tuning that it's not just, it's not just like a Microsoft Office, it works on anything.
Does he work for free?
Well, we don't get, it's part of the county
He doesn't-
services.
He doesn't send an invoice?
No.
Okay.
No, Mr. Warren, he don't work for free.
Yeah. All he doesn't send an invoice. Because if he's invoicing, I'd say we got time, he got to speed up.
The Alive Tech is keeps track of all of our records, our scheduling's on there, our SOGs, even the county handbook's on there, our how-tos, how to run different things, how to access some of our systems is all on there. That's a yearly. And then Liberty Mutual is our workman's comp.
Our kid's coming back. As soon as he gets the courthouse locked, he'll be back.
Okay.
So he's waiting on a few people to leave though, so. You signed it. I guess if you hadn't had a chance, you could look at the claim review, and Tom's already doing it.
Welcome back.
Just locked it in.
Appreciate you coming back. We
I
lost,
just locked it in. I said I'll be back.
We were gonna ask
we lost
Steve to go
George.
get it.
George was getting on a plane, so he had to go. All right, now Mark's back, we have quorum again.
B.
B, Geocom.
So the Geocom was the 911 mapping. It's our yearly, it's part of our contract.
Do you need these individual or all together?
Usually you just do them all together, unless there's one that stands out. That's why I pulled it. So just so you know, Mark, the Ellert one, Ellert said they still had $2,500 left on their contract, but there was no deliverables. So I questioned whether or not we should. So we're gonna let legal take a look at that, and then there was a motion to table that for now, so. The Allied Tech, like I said, that houses all of our shift information, pass on, SOGs, all that information. The Raycom, I said the Z-Trons, but the Raycom, oh, that was for the communications trailer. That was one of the things we've discussed in the past. Yes, for the Cradle Point, so that has the router in it. And then the Z-Tron ones, all three of them is for the upgrades to the console, which was approved by the 911 board.
What'd you say, Liberty Mutual was what?
That's our workman's,
Workers' comp.
one of the payments, yeah.
In business worker comp, there are different rates for the category. Do you guys have different rates?
We do, because we have had that. And right now,
Who reviews which employee is at which?
I give our insurance guy a list, and then he decides. Yeah.
Any questions for Jamie on any of the individual bills there that he just went over? If not, is there a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Any further discussion? In your motion, Doug, was for B through H, correct?
That is correct.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. And then we'll go to 5I. Anybody got any questions for Jamie on the claims review that's included in your packet? Those of you who are not familiar, these are the bills that run through my office that are below 2,000.
Anything over has been approved already.
Yeah, there are a few in here that it was approved prior by this board. So I'll give you a few minutes to go over the claims review.
set, 451-piece tool set. Is that what that is?
Which one?
Craftsman 450-piece mechanics tool set.
Oh yeah, it's a big box. Well, just
That's a lot of pieces.
it's not as big as you think it is.
Seems like a lot.
We do a lot of our own work, so.
What's an outdoor ice merchandise?
That is through, to hold ice, bags of ice.
Oh,
Like the white freezers that you see outside the
Casey's.
gas station.
Yeah.
oh, okay. I didn't know that's what they were called, I guess.
Okay, no more. No, I want to work it today. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Retiring too? You retiring?
From which job?
Mayor.
Not mayor.
Not mayor,
Pardon?
not the mayor position.
Are you tired or are you taking on again?
Well, I was reelected. I didn't run, but I was reelected.
That's what I said, you had to accept it, I didn't have to accept it or
Yeah,
not.
I did. I had to convince my better half back in the saddle again.
Kim, are you done?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay,
Were
no.
everybody waiting on me?
No, we want to give
Oh,
everybody
okay.
plenty of chance. All right.
Okay.
Any questions for Jamie on the claims review? If not, we'll go on to number 6, the next meeting.
January 30th of 2020. Not 3019 again.
Consistent.
Thursday. Thursday seemed to work.
At least not the second Thursday.
No, and actually,
Remember.
Mr. Greenlee pointed that out to me, so I was not aware. There's so many boards and commissions and councils trying to keep track of. And then, again, most everybody was here for 9/1, but with February 20th, if you could tentatively mark your calendar now, so that way we can hopefully get things scheduled out for that.
All right, if there's nothing else from anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
Well, is it gonna be 6:30 or 7? Because up here it says we started at 6:30, but, I mean, tonight, right?
That's usually what time,
Okay.
We start the 911 board meeting
Yeah.
at 6:30.
Okay. EMA's usually.
Right after.
Right after.
Go right into that after.
However long.
Okay. I was confused.
we can always say we started early and started late, but we can't start early if we, yeah.
Okay. So same time
Yeah.
on these other dates?
Yep,
right?
yep.
Okay.
Any motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Right.
All right, thanks for coming tonight, appreciate it.
Thanks for not running off, Mark.
Yeah, thanks for coming back, Mark.
We'll let them out.